Hey y'all, it's Megan. Welcome back to the channel. Glad y'all are here today. Come spend some time with us today. We don't know what we're going to get into. When you live this lifestyle, you just never know what you might find. And this morning we walked outside and, well, the fence is broke.
And guess why?
With our culprits.
Yeah, well, no. We ain't going to blame it on them. It's my fault.
You're not?
It's my fault. Because I ain't fixed it right yet. So today, we're actually going to fix these wires that go under the gates.
So, the way this fence works, the way we've got it kind of rigged up is the best way to put it, is this black wire you see here, that's what runs fence power around the gate to this side of the fence.
And it should be buried.
Right.
It should be under the ground going to that side. And it's not. So we're going to fix that.
So apparently sometime in the night or this morning, I don't know, it didn't look like this yesterday because me and Andy were out here yesterday evening actually looking at the calves, but at some point somebody got caught in it and they broke the fence. So what better opportunity to fix it?
Another reason you should do as we say but not as we do.
Yeah.
This ain't the first time it's happened.
Yeah, it's not the first time it's happened, and we just
oh, that one up there.
Quick fix.
The one that goes under the big gate up there on the side of the road. I think I got caught in it in a lawnmower one time and drug it out, and then I still didn't fix it after that. So today we're fixing it. It's cold out here this morning, y'all. Last week or this past week has been like springtime. It has been so nice out here. Which of course I know I'm sure it's just a teaser, but we've went from what, 60s, 65 degrees. Yeah. I think one day it got close to 70.
And it's like 30 degrees.
Today it is cold and there's just enough of a breeze blowing that it feels like a knife cutting through you. So, yeah. Kind of one of those days where you really don't want to be outside, but at the same time, you kind of got to be outside. So, yeah, let's get this first part took care of.
The calves, I mean, I had been noticing they love to play with that wire right there. So I bet you anything, they were probably playing with it and somebody got caught and...
Well, or not. I mean, they could have just took their hoof and drug it out. Who knows? But anyways, it's not going to be a problem after today.
If Lovey gets any fatter, he's going to pop. He has plenty of insulation for the cold.
That he does. I need some of that insulation right now.
While we're getting our things together, we'll do a little update on our old tobacco pack house here that Andy's been hard at work on.
We actually have a flat floor now. And look at this. I'm not going to jump too hard, but it don't give. There's no give at all in here.
So for those of you that may not know or missed that video, it was really hard to see in the video anyway, but there was a humongous swag in this floor and beams were broke and rotten under there, and Mr. Lawson here got it fixed.
Before we go work on the fence, we'll go down there and show, because there's a post under there and we can show just how much I actually lifted this floor up.
All right.
Because it's not moved, but the floor has. But let me get my parts here first. Oh yeah, that's something else we need to do, is clean up that tree.
Oh yeah.
Where I cut it down yesterday. All right, so as we go under here, you can see these are the actual posts that's holding the floor up now. And then we have all the weight resting on this beam and this beam, and then I have...
Which are new beams.
Yes. And then I have these that are actually tying the floor joist to this beam. So, I think I done took the ladder out from under here. Well, does that camera pick up on
Yeah, it's picking it up.
Does it? All right, right here is a good example of how far we picked up.
And I don't know if you can see how much of a gap it is in between there.
There's a good 5-6 inches gap between the top of these boards to the top of the floor. And at one time, the floor was actually resting on this post here, which is now, these posts serve no purpose at all anymore. They're just still under here in the, they're not really holding up any floor. But what I done was, come on back here, is I replaced each floor joist. So you see that new board right there. We have new boards right there, but each one of them, especially on this end, was completely replaced. And as I jacked this beam up, that picked up on all the floor joists and everything and raised the whole floor up. And at one point in time, it sounded like it was all going to fall right in on us, didn't it?
We got a little sketchy for a little bit. We
kind of wanted to shoot it on video, but at the same time, we were just paying so much attention to what we were doing because we were unsure of how all this was going to work that we just didn't do that. But right here's another good example. All right, at one time, those floor joists up there were resting on this. Which, look, y'all, this is how the floor joists were under here. You see how easy that falls apart?
That's what was holding it up.
Yeah, that's what was holding the floor up. And really, that's the way, all the existing floor joists, the ones that were there, that's how they all were. It was just like that. It was like termite damage is what it is. But it was just on this front half of the building. The back half of the building was actually still pretty solid. So, right over there's another good example of how far that side come up. Look at how far that is off the top of the post now. And at one time, there was like a 2x8 running across the side of the post, and that's what was holding the floor up. But at one time, this floor was down that far, so all of the old floor joists that were right here, every one of those were broke and just sagged really bad. In this spot, it was sagged really bad over there, and it was sagged really bad. Let's see, right here, show them that floor joist. Yeah. So it's still in there. I just didn't take it out. But
you replaced this.
It's replaced on the back side. Yeah, there's a new one behind it. And there is no termites left in here now. Like, the termites are gone. They've been long gone. It's just the damage they left behind. And the sad thing is, while we could have cut our own post to put under here, and we actually did do that, like, there's a post right there, and then I have a post right here that I cut. We had these under this beam to start with, and where we got a little bit of settling in the floor, where the floor is actually dirt, I come down here the very next day, and the only thing that was holding these beams up were the two center posts. The end post had settled, and they fell out. Yeah, because they didn't really have them attached to the beam at that time. It was just kind of sitting there temporary. And I was like, I thought to myself real quick, I was like, that's not going to work. Because I wanted to, I had to use these jack posts, which these are basement jacks. And they have a screw across the top of them up there that allows me to adjust them. So once the post and everything was set in place, I'm able to actually adjust up on that and screw it up and pick this up if I ever need to. And so that'll let me compensate for saggage or anything else, any settling that might go on. I should be able to compensate for that. But the sad thing was, y'all, there's 8 of these under here now. And these things were $109 a piece. I remember just, I don't know, what's it been, probably 15 years ago when we put them under our house to jack it up. They were nowhere near that much. I mean, they were probably about half that much back then. Because if they were anywhere close to that much back then, there's no way we would have spent that kind of money on fixing them.
Well, we couldn't have.
Well, we couldn't have. Yeah, we didn't have no money. But, yeah, I was blown away at how much these things have went up. But, I mean, it's fixed right for now. Like, it shouldn't go anywhere. This should definitely last the rest of my life. Unless something bad happens, you know, more termites or something end up under here. This should last the rest of my life. And honestly, I don't see why it won't hold up on into Jacob and Maggie's life too. So we'll see how it goes. But at the moment, this is one big project that got finished here this winter. Finally.
Huge project.
A huge project that's got finished. I mean, I'm so excited that this is done. So now we have to focus on actually up in the building, getting things organized and getting that set up the way we want it set up. But anyways, this was a big undertaking and it's done. So now let's go undertake these fences. But all we're going to do is where this used to be 7 strands, now it's only 5. We still have some of these insulators still in the post. So we're just gonna take and move that one to down here.
Lovey's gonna eat the wire.
He was over here chewing on my pants a while ago. I felt something come up and start nibbling on my backside. Tiger's attacking the cat.
Not really. Cat ain't scared of her.
She thinks she's attacking it. Whatever you do, don't take no fence building tips from me. Or don't look at this fence and get an idea of how to build a fence, because if I had to do it over again, I would not use these type of insulators on this wire like this. Because all they do is break. What needs to be done is get those round insulators and then wrap a wire around the post and then run your wires through that round insulator, and that holds up a lot better. I don't think we have any of those on this fence, so it's kind of hard to explain. But at the time, this was the cheaper option, and so
you get what you pay for.
Yeah, exactly. Look right here. Here's how many have broke.
You just keep a collection.
I just keep laying them on top of that post. That's how many of them have broke. Which these kind were the insulator like that. Let's see. Yeah, all of those were an insulator like that. But these kind ain't no good either.
Rocks, rocks, rocks.
Another one. So you may wonder why I ain't putting this much deeper than I am. These wires like this are terrible for breaking the insulation and starting to short out and stuff.
Ain't that why that one over there is like that?
That's why that one over there is above the ground, because
we had it fixed right.
The original wire that was underground shorted out, and you could hear it popping under the ground. So I don't put them too deep, just because chances are very high that we'll have to replace this more times than not. That is not food. Here, Jacob. Go throw that up under the pack house somewhere. Well, let's go ahead and get this other one down. There it is. I really need to take that and move it over here closer to the post and tack it up so the weed eater or something doesn't hit it. Same for this one. Just tack it up close to the post. But 8 minutes time took care of some aggravation and problem I've been having for 2 years. Maybe I'll learn one of these days to quit putting things off and just fix it. But let's go get the other one fixed, and hopefully that'll be all the fence repairing we got to do today. I know y'all saw the rocks on the last one. Look at this. There, 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 there. Little rocks all in here. I'm gonna leave that one there. There. I wish we had a rock. We got plenty of them, don't we?
We grow rocks. We can't grow nothing else. We can grow rocks.
Hey, that's another reason we don't put them very deep in the ground either. Try digging this stuff with a mattock. But that's done.
We never thought we'd be working on a fence this morning, that's for sure.
That's enough. Yeah, we walked out of the house, walked out the back porch, and Megan said, I think that fence is tore up again. And I was like, of course. But it's fixed now, hopefully, for the last time.
That's right.
Till one of these wires short out again.
Right there. Are you trying to find some in your pocket?
Mm-hmm. Maggie, you want to get out before I plug it up?
No, I can go under the gate. I'm staying here outside for now.
Got to clean up some brush right up the hill here. Trying to get to the point to where when we start something, we finish it. Just like yesterday, I cut that tree down. Well, then I've got 10 other things I want to do today, but that tree right there is not done yet. So we need to get this mess cleaned up. Then we'll move on to the next thing. Maybe if I actually start finishing each project as I start them, I'll start getting something done instead of just having several unfinished projects. You think that sounds like a good idea?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Jacob was just asking why this wood was so light on this tree, and it is like, watch out, Tiger. Like that big chunk of wood right there weighs nothing, but it's not a very dense tree. This was a fast growing tree. We thought it only been here like 2 years, but after I counted the rings, it was 4 years old. I want to show you. So this is the base that I cut off the stumps. There's year 1, year 2, year 3, and year 4. Just look at how much it grew in a year's time. That's a good at least 2 inches. Right there, it might have hit 3 inches. That's crazy how fast that grew. But you can just, the wood is so porous, you can almost see through it. Like it's, look at that. It's not dense at all. Like it's just really soft. When I was cutting it up with the chainsaw, it cut like butter. It was a pretty cool looking tree. But it had huge leaves on it and big purple flowers in the springtime.
But it is right up against the side of the building.
Yeah, it's right against that building.
You can see where the stump was.
The only reason I let it get as big as it did was because we were just curious to see what it would do, because it just shot up. In 1 year's time, it shot up several feet, and we were like, man, what kind of tree is this? So we just left it, and before we knew it, it's, you know, it's this huge tree. But anyways, it's hopefully took care of now.
The leaves were like that big.
Yeah, they were huge.
They were almost like elephant ear leaves. Like they were huge.
Next on the list, which was again not planned today, we just kind of got to thinking about it and decided we're going to go ahead and maybe work on building our herb garden over in our big garden, because I was aiming to come out here. I've got some herbs that grow in my little front. This used to be a flower bed, but I made the mistake a few years ago. If anybody knows what that is, yarrow. I didn't realize it would spread the way that it does. And it has completely took over my bed out here. I was going to dig up my sage and oregano and thyme, because it almost shaded out my sage completely last year. It almost got it. Which it ain't going to last much longer anyway, but we're going to attempt, I think, if we can get this bed done, to dig up the thyme, oregano, and sage and see if we can put them over in the big garden. So the flower bed worked great until I brought yarrow out here. That was my own fault. But look, it's even out in the yard. So y'all, just keep that in mind. If you're going to plant yarrow, plant it somewhere you don't care if it takes over, or plant it in a pot.
You think if we have it that height, that'll be deep enough?
I think so. For herbs, I think it'll be fine.
I know, tell them what we might find out.
What is it?
What you got? A worm.
That youngin' at her worm.
She loves worms. So you think that'll be good enough?
Yeah, I think that'll be fine.
All right, well, let's see just how bad our level this is, and this will determine whether or not we're gonna set it down or not.
Good, that's a good, where'd the leaves go?
Oh my goodness. Look at that.
That's level?
That's level.
That's all right.
Right there is level. I did not realize.
Just leave it unlevel.
Yeah, let's just leave it unlevel.
I'm okay with it.
Run down. The only bad thing about it being unlevel is, since this one is running with the, you know, like with the slope, everything will gradually move down there.
Like it has done in the garden.
Yeah, like the garden's done.
Yeah.
Because all that dirt's piled up against the fence down there.
Right.
Instead of up here. We'll just fix it up here. Sitting right there, we're about 2.5 feet wide. Put one in the bottom of it too.
Okay.
Aggie, hammer that right there just a little ways.
Right there?
There you go.
Daddy.
You got it.
Right there?
Good job.
Right there?
Yes, sir.
Push it.
Keep going. Alright. got a big gap right yonder, ain't we?
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to put something in there.
We got plenty of rocks that we can fill it in with.
We'll do that.
Daddy, I did like you.
Good job. There is the bed. We've got it done. Megan's going along the edge now and throwing rocks.
We're utilizing all these rocks that we throw out of the garden.
Yeah, there's some places where we've got a crack against the ground, and so we're just filling those in with rocks. So now we've got to go get some compost and fill these things up. This is going to take quite a bit of compost to fill up too. Good thing we got plenty of it. What'd you find?
I don't know, a bunch of bugs.
What? Oh, under the rock. I don't either.
Freaked me out, whatever that was.
Man, this is going to work so nice. I'm interested in seeing this summer.
Yeah, because we don't never grow nothing right here anyway, because we can't really get to this spot with the tiller or anything else, so.
Well, not only that, like we can't just put seed in the ground across here either because it's so rocky.
Well, yeah, and that too.
Like, there's nothing but rocks across here, which a lot of these rocks that are along here are what we've picked up out of the main garden.
I think over time, like I think the grass and stuff has grown over.
Yeah.
Like from the years of us throwing rocks up.
Yeah, probably have. So this is going to be so nice. Now I know we're not going to be able to get the tiller plumb up to the edge of this either, but we don't want to. We'll leave us a walking path here, and of course across the edge of that raised bed.
But this is a way where, I mean, this is unused space. It always has been.
Well, and what I like is the fact that we can now use this fence as possibly a trellis too if we plant something along here.
Only thing is, tomatoes probably wouldn't be good here.
No, it don't get enough sun for tomatoes, I don't think. But I think it'll work perfect for, we'll stick some green bean seeds in the ground, and if they work, they work.
Cabbage.
Cabbage?
Maybe if since it would be cooler in this.
Oh, that's a thought.
Cooler in this spot.
That's a thought. Because last year, you may or may not remember, right across the bottom there, we had our cabbage planted, and then we put the sunflowers in between each cabbage plant, and that helped shade throughout the summer, like the midday heat, and they done great. That was the best cabbage we've ever had. Ever. We've been growing a garden since we've been married, and never have we ever had cabbage like we did last year. So, well, let's go switch the, I'm going to go switch the bucket out. Put the bucket on a tractor, and I'll start hauling some compost up here.
And we're putting all these darn rocks to good use.
We're hiding them.
Well, it's done for now. And I absolutely love it. We're going to be utilizing spaces that we wasn't able to use real good before. And I don't know. It looks pretty.
It does look pretty. It's going to look pretty with stuff planted in it.
Yeah.
We were just thinking about moving the herbs and stuff over here today, but I think where all this is new, fresh, really loose compost, that we're just going to wait for a good rain and see if it settles some, which I'm sure it's going to settle. And then we'll just top it off with some more compost after it does that before we plant anything into it. Now, unfortunately, our mustard greens and a lot of our cover crop over here kind of got
run over and squished.
Kind of got sacrificed during all this, and I really hate that. But luckily, I think doing what we just done right here is going to be like a one-time thing. We may have to go and top dress it with compost each year before we plant something, but it won't be in and out as many times as what I've done here.
And I'll show y'all an up-close look at our homemade compost.
It's a little wet.
But it doesn't, it don't smell like cow or nothing.
It smells just like dirt, and it's just as fluffy.
Yeah. But this is from the hay and all that we've told y'all about in the previous videos.
But now, look out through there. This is driving me crazy now that we have these decent looking bed around here,
And that one.
And that one, like, now I feel like I got to fix that. Like, I can't handle it. Before this bed was here, that didn't look that bad. But now, oh, I think I'm going to have to fix it. I don't think I can stand to look at that.
So hopefully after next time it rains, we'll get the sage and the thyme and the oregano at least moved out here, if nothing else.
Yeah. So this will also give you somewhere to plant your basil.
Yeah, that's what
that's always that's always in our way. Everywhere we plant it seems like it's always in our way.
It was not in our way last year.
Well, yeah, when we planted out here in this garden it is, but last year up there it wasn't. But so yeah, that'd be nice.
But yeah, I'm excited about that. And it's close enough to the house that I can run out here, just like I was doing in my front beds up there. I can run out here and grab some. And I want to try to maybe root a little rosemary eventually. But that'll all have to wait. We're going to let this settle. And I guess after we get the sage and all that dug up, then we'll take care of the yarrow and see if we can dig it up and throw it down the hill.
Well, I think we'll move some of that yarrow down there and just let it take over around the apple trees too.
Yeah.
I think we'll put it somewhere where it doesn't matter if it takes over. But the funny thing is, y'all, when I got up this morning, not one single one of these projects was on our radar to do today. And we had a whole other list of stuff we wanted to get done today. But, you know, sometimes plans change and things change, and I'm glad it worked out the way it did because I am super excited about what we've done here. So it gets me, like we said in the other video, it gets me excited. It gets us pumped up and ready for spring.
Yep. Especially on a cold day like today.
Yeah, I know. It don't feel nothing like spring today, that's for sure. But I guess that's going to be it for today's video, y'all.
Yep. Anyways, guys, we hope y'all sure enjoyed watching, and let us know what you think down in the comments until we see y'all on the next one. Y'all have a good one.